Right, we have a bit of bad news. I was cleaning the bottom of this, so what I've done, I've whetstones like the faces to get them nice and smooth again, and I thought I'll clean the bottom, save laying underneath and doing it. And then I found that. It nearly made me cry. But I knew I had this. So this, I just cleaned the bottom up, and we're going to strip this pump apart, and we're going to use this pump base. So the pump bases are pretty much identical. Just got the same type of relief valve as the new ones, where it like releases there, and that one like released internally. Doesn't make any difference, I don't think. The pumps are basically the same. It's only them top covers that are different for the higher pressure. So this pump will still produce the 2,300 psi that we want, and that is what that top cover can take. New relief valves are set to, I believe, a 2,050 psi. So we need to have a little bit of a tweak with that. Mine never had that on it, don't know what that's for. Stop the relief valve blowing down and stirring all the shit up at the bottom. Pardon my French. Yeah, so stops the relief valve blowing down, stirring all the crap up. Good idea. Yeah. So, having a look in here, I could have looked at this first. The yolks look really, really good. They could have just done with a light clean and put back together. But we got the kit anyway, so what we'll do is we'll take all this to bits, and we'll throw all this in some oil and greaseproof paper and wrap it in cling film and tin foil and God knows what else, and we'll keep that because that one will definitely go again. But while I've got the kit, I'm going to rebuild it, so we'll quickly fire all this to bits, and it's not a lot to fire it to bits, to be honest, so we'll get that done nice and quick. So you're just going to quickly take this to bits. Relief valve out. Keep that guard, that bit's stuck in, that's fine. Put some pliers on that. Should be on there, so it doesn't come off. So we're going to need that for putting it back together. And what we'll do, we'll just ping that back over there. Just want a spring hooking back over. And then that'll stop that flying out like that. There we go, so that's hooked back over, doesn't fall off now. Keep that. So literally, yeah, valve chambers off. Need to undo the tag washer off of that, so we'll do that now and rip that out. Like so. Stuck on the dowel. chisel. There we go. Gasket's okay. So looking good in there, a little bit of scoring, but nowhere near as bad as the one I took off mine. A bit stuck on the gasket. Once again, just ease it off, because you don't want to damage the face on the aluminium of the pump. Stuck on the gasket now, so I've got a stainless glass blade on that. Like so. And I just want to tapping off the dowel. Like that. Okay, second valve chamber off. And what this does, it lets the fork slide forwards to get the Scotch yolks out from the bush. And behind the gaskets there are 2 pins here that you can knock out as well. Quickly get the gasket off. Looks like this pump's had a lot easier life than what mine did. What we can do later on is we can compare the internals of this one with the internals of mine. And you'll be able to see how bad the scoring on my one was, or is, or however you want to do it. So some people will probably be saying you make a big mistake by putting a aftermarket pump kit on if it's already a good pump. And yeah, I tend to agree with you, to be honest, but at the same point I don't really want to be doing the job twice. And I'll keep these in case anything happens ever to the aftermarket one. I can always put them back on, as long as I keep them preserved. Decent gasket. Won't use it like, but it's a decent gasket. So pins can come out. And what that does is let everything rotate better. Then we can slide that way, which lets us push the bush out of the way. Show you the bush, it's a bit of a pain. So the bush is down in there, so that all slides back, that slides up. See how that now sticks out of there because I've taken the bolt out. these twist vertically, and the cam and that comes out. Just like that. Nice and simple. I think what I'll do is put this cam back in mine, because it looks like it's probably going to be a better cam. So we'll put the new bushes and that in, and put this cam back in once we've given all that a clean up. And that's it, them pins can now go back in afterwards. I'll take them out now so I can give this face a good clean up with the sharpening stone, just to make sure there's nothing on it. And pull the dowels out. That fork's nice and loose, that's good. Take this bush out, just like that. Give it a clean, and then we can start putting the new stuff on. So the best way I find to clean up the face is a wash with a bit of oil in it. Gets rid of any high spots, clears up the gasket, and does a lot less damage than envy cloth or a wire wheel. And it keeps it a lot flatter, which is the key to having a good seal on the gasket. Always do it in a circular motion to spread the effect of the abrasion out. A little bit of lubricant, I'm using a bit of WD-40. A bigger stone would be nice, but mine broke in half. Well, it's not mine, it's my dad's. I claimed it was mine, but it's still in 2 bits. It should be about that long. And that'll stop it then catching on this middle bit. So as long as you don't create a burr, you're okay. Best using the palm of your hand, that way it stops you putting more pressure on one side of the stone than the other. And like I say, the circular motion just helps with the flatness of everything. And that'll be us done. That's looking a lot better now. You can see where the high spots were, where it's taken more material off. So we'll give this all a blow with the airline, give it a good clean out with a brake cleaner, and we can start assembly. First job is to give the bushes a clean with brake cleaner, because they've got the greasy stuff on from the anti-corrosion treat packaging. Put that in there because we know that's nice and clean. Now we can give them a bit of oil. But before we do that, we need the cam. And before we put the cam in, we need to put that in. So we'll give that a quick clean with some rag and brake cleaner. So you can see how little wear there is on there. The mill scale is still on it. It's got a little bit in it to drive the oscillator for the valve. bit of oil. It'll be submerged in oil as well, won't it, remember? So we will be okay. Some oil on this. Slide that back in there. And the condition of this is so much better than my one. Even though I clean mine up with some emery and stuff, but if this is in good condition, it would be silly not to use it. Bit more oil. And on there. Quite a nice fit, to be fair to it. So the recess in there is what goes on this bush. So now we need the Scotch oaks. So these are the new pistons for the pump, because it's a Scotch oak pump. So them dowels in the bottom are what run in these here, so they need to go that way when they go in. So when I put the dowels in, it holds these in the correct position. And well, they're an alright fit. Plenty of oil. Get them orientated the correct way. Bit of oil on the bush. And let it run around. So remember now, they have to go in that way. So they're at the bottom for the pins. And just drop it in. Yep, the bush is falling out. There we go. Then they twist around. Good. and that one's stuck on the bottom of the pump. Ooh. There we go. So that's in there now. So what we can do now is push this back in, because that should now be onto there. Because I've put it in the right way. Maybe the chisel, so that's gone back in there now. And none of these have to be like super duper tight. Went back on there, didn't it? If we all remember. Like that one. Like that. Now the tab at the bottom lines up, which is not great because it makes it hard for me to mount. Squash it up with the pliers and we'll be done. And like that. First bit done. Next is going to be gaskets. Oil on the pistons. Get them in. Right, where is my gasket set? So it'll be interesting to see if the new valve chambers have O-rings or just rely on this gasket. I'm guessing they're just going to rely on the gasket because they come with a gasket. But they might not. I've ordered O-rings anyway, just in case, because yeah, going back to the hydraulic cylinder stuff, Bundy Bears is Queensland Tractor Parts or something or another. Does some great videos on different things with these pumps. You know, like the what's what and how different ones fit, and you know, things that you might have to do to make them fit a bit better. Valve chamber right hand, which is the right, which is the left. Oh, these come with the bungs in them, that's good. I wonder if these have got written on them, which is it. Right, oh, so I've ordered like the complete thing, and it's come like that, ready to go. But I've also got in my kit new springs and stuff and new valves to put into one of these bodies, which is really strange. So these don't have the O-rings on them. There are some marks on the face though, so we'll give that a quick go over with the stone just to make sure there's no high spots on that. So I appear now to have a lot of spare parts that I'm not going to be using. Could have saved myself some money, I think. And so I will pop some oil in these. And these can only go on one way because of where the valves go. Which means that one goes on that way. So the right hand is on this side. So what I can do now is put my dowels back in and my pins in before I put that on. My gasket goes that way like that. That's okay. Pop that back in the box. Pins nice and easy, they just tap straight through. Well, they should do. Lift that up. And then that controls the height. Obviously when the valve body goes on, that will hold it in place as well. But while the valve body is off, they control the height. So they need to be just below the surface, so we'll use a punch to tap them in until they're just below the surface. Just like that. That way they won't affect the valve body at all. Next we can put the valves back in. Just give them a quick clean. So good enough for them, blob of oil on them. And just tap back in. Like that, same with the other one. They do have a little step on these as well, so they will only go in so far. And obviously, they'll only go in one way as well because of that step. That's home. So we said right hand one was on this side, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We did. So, right hand one on this side. My gasket's on upside down because the dowel has to go at the bottom, obviously. And then we just need to get the pistons in the correct place. Hope the valve chamber goes on to the dowel okay. And what I'm going to do is move the pistons across so I can engage the pistons before I try to get the dowel and everything on. I think that'll be better for me. But as one piston goes across, the other goes the other way. That's the yeah. It's a bit of a pain, that is. Let's see how we go. Ah, it's not going to help me, is it? I can't see them. So the problem I'm having is the casting is actually hitting on the side of the aluminium casing. and it won't let me get the yoke on for the pump. So I think I'm going to have to do is take a bit off of this casing here to let that slide in. I can see they've already done a bit, but it doesn't look like it's enough. Because that won't go any further forwards. Select that. I'll show you there, you see. Just a bit of interference on that edge. Aftermarket part. So I think what I have to do is do this with a file, or I'll have to take a bit off of the pump. Because that does not fit in there at all. If I turn it around the other way a little bit, does it even fit in the pump? So okay, so it fits in there then. Maybe I have the piston too low. Don't know why the GoPro turned off, but it did anyway. Anyway, so yeah, if we have a look in here, me back, we can see that how you can see on camera, the Scotch yokes, the pistons are actually handed in and outer. So when you put them in, you can see there it's machined up to the edge, but this side there's a little gap like a mill. So I got the one on the right as we look at it in properly now, first time, but the one on the left I'd had in back to front. I just assumed that they'd be in the middle and didn't really think anything else otherwise, but they are handed, so they go closest to closest in the middle. It's a bit hard to see, isn't it? Not really working in the torchlight, but yeah, they are handed anyway, so you want the narrowest distance you can for the pistons to fit into the head of the pump. And then hopefully the other side will go on a piece of cake. Right, I'm going to put this side on, and then what I'll do is put a little bit of pressure on, give it a tap to make sure it seats on the dowels, and then finally do them up, and we should be good. Put the gasket on. You can put a blob of grease on if you want to, but I don't. What we all need to do though is make sure these blanking plugs are tight before we do anything. So remember, we need to get the stone on this because it's got some rough edges. Remember, that was all clean, so that's fine doing that. Yes. Cleaning that, that's what we were doing. Obviously that's nice and tight. That's it's not encouraging, is it? That one's tight, but that one's not. Oh dear. Always check things, people. When you get anything, always check it. So what I'll probably do is actually pull the valves out and put some oil on them as well. As we can see, there's already marks in the face of the casting, but I'm hoping it's not actually where somebody's damaged it and pushed it in. It doesn't feel like it's gone in, but we will see when we go to put it on, won't we? Yeah, that should have got rid of any high spots. Imagine putting that on, that was loose. Oh, you wouldn't be happy, would you? I know I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. Let's see if this one goes on any easier, right? Probably not, because it's dark and now I can't see anything. Go. It has got a little nick. I need to try and get rid of that with some emery. Not ideal. I don't really want to waste time sending it back. As I said before, quality control isn't great. Not by a long shot. So, give that a clean out again. A bit more oil. Try again. Goes on that way. It's a bit better. Is it? It's going. So, a bit tight. I think once it goes, it'll be okay. Oh, that went a bit better then. So what I'm going to do is put the pigtail shaft in and just give it a spin to make sure that still turns. I think I'm best doing that at this stage rather than later on. And that's not good. So that valve chamber will have to go back because that's going to mark the piston. I'll give it another go with the emery, but I think it's going to have to go back. Shouldn't affect pumping performance as long as I can get it so the piston goes on okay. Because it's only on the edge, so I've still got all the inside that will do the pumping. Just depends how far it's actually gone inside. And being as cast is softer than the piston, it shouldn't do any damage to the piston. Well, the piston's made out of steel and not cheese. Could be made out of cheese, yeah. Let's try again. It's gone on that far easier. Now stuck on the gasket because it's not on the dowel, as you do. I think we got it now, it's going on a bit better. It's still tight though. I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to ask them to send me a new one because that's damaged. Question is, how soon will I get it? I don't want that knackering the new piston up, you see. You can see where it's marked, but the cast's softer, so it's like wearing it on. So I'll take some photos of that and they can have that back. What a pain. See, that turns nice and easy like it should. I say you can see like it's shined the piston up, but it hasn't done any damage to the piston, so trying for a new one to make sure, like, but yeah, bugger.